Hello. I've seen a lot of folks online equate industry to success, and I'd beg to differ. The fact that the Pierpoint crew is all so young raises the stakes significantly. Eric is middle-aged, so we'll give him a break. Youth excuse some of their sexual and drug-related misbehavior. Youth can be held accountable for some of their mistakes. Most crucially, their youth transform industry into a financial Bildungsroman. These characters are evolving, learning, and becoming. Their souls are at risk. Industry has long wondered who its characters would become in the shadow of a mammoth institution like Pierpoint. And now, in its third season, the show is raising the stakes. Who will Harper, Yasmin, Robert, and Eric be at the conclusion of their journey? The bags beneath Yasmin's eyes in the opening sequence of Lady Yasmin are proof that the stakes have been raised and the mood has become more intense. Whoever the makeup artist is that made Marisa Abella appear so fatigued and wretched deserves a prize. Whereas earlier seasons may have found us in the throbbing party scene on the boat, we are now focused on Yasmin's haggard, beaten appearance. Even the show's visual quality has deteriorated, with scenes seeming slightly grainy and drab, as if seen through worn eyes. It's as if each frame reminds us that the bankers are now adults. They've been working on this game for years. Their decisions have consequences, and their unresolved issues weigh heavily on their shoulders. But before we get into that, here's a short refresher of where we left off. While still in the grips of predatory client Nicole, Robert is striving for grace. Yasmin was cut off from her father's riches after attempting to distance herself from his toxicity, causing her to lose her position in Pierpoint's private riches department. Most importantly, Harper lost her job at Pierpoint due to some outstanding backstabbing from Eric, who snitched on her to HR for falsifying her transcript. Alright, are we good? Are we all caught up? Let us begin with Yasmin. Fast-forwarding from her suffering on the yacht, I assume attempting to exist without daddy's money lasted about 4 seconds. Which irritated me because I wanted to watch her try to Anna Delvey her way through life. Yasmin is now living in a rundown house while dodging cameras. The paparazzi are pursuing her since her father is sought and dodging British police for embezzlement. Shocker! Yasmin has been dubbed the embezzling heiress by British newspapers, who used an extraordinarily stunning photo of her on the yacht, enjoying a cigarette and gazing into the dazzling distance. But Yasmin's real life is far from glamorous. Her nerves are frayed from dodging the cameras, and she is hardly able to function at work, where she continues to work on the trading floor. Yasmin is not Harper, and she and her new boss, Eric, are aware of this. Alright, are we? When William Adler looks out across the floor and speaks with Eric about the need to fire someone, his first target is Yaz. She was a nepotist to begin with, and was never excellent at her job, given her recent unfavorable news exposure. Surely it would be prudent to fire her? Surprisingly, Kenny Kilbane advocates for Yasmin to stay. I must admit that I am a tiny Kenny stan. I am a sucker for Irish accents and characters who attend AA. Last season he handed Yaz a stapler in a Jell-O mold, and she had no idea he was referring to The Office. Charming. Kenny is also a figure who serves as a foil for someone like Eric. Instead of continuing to feed his demons and climb the ladder that way, Kenny sought assistance and became a wonderful person. Now, he's like Yasmin's big brother, fighting for her employment when Eric threatens to fire her. Yaz. Life comes at you quickly. Everyone on the desk is excited about an ESG company they're planning to IPO. I will now attempt to explain these two financial subjects using research and my brief experience working in securities. Please be pleasant to me. ESG investing is equivalent to ethical or socially responsible investing. The goal is to put your money in a portfolio of environmentally, socially, or governmentally responsible enterprises, rather than, say, Amazon or Lockheed Martin. Is ethical investment genuinely ethical? There appear to be large swaths of gray area when determining which firms are ethical. Regardless, Pierpoint's bankers have decided that this is their big rebranding effort. Pierpoint is going all in on ESG investment this season. The ESG company in question is Lumi, a green energy provider. Pierpoint underwrites Lumi's IPO, or initial public offering, which is when a company publicly issues stock. Pre-IPO enterprises are deemed private, which implies their investors are typically family members, friends, and early contributors to the company. A corporation goes public when it is deemed mature enough to withstand the scrutiny of national regulatory agencies such as the SEC. Going public also means more transparency. Your quarterly earnings reports, for example, must be made public, as well as the potential for growth and increasing value. Basically, an IPO is similar to a debutante ball. The company is going to market. It's an adult now. Lumi's IPO being underwritten by Pierpoint effectively means that Pierpoint is Lumi's sponsor, guaranteeing the financial world that the firm is a good choice and strong enough for their investments. However, this IPO isn't going well, as Robert understands better than anyone. Since last season, our irresponsible baby-faced leading guy has been entrenched with Lumi CEO Sir Henry Muck, played by a wheedling Kit Harington. In stark contrast to his straight-faced character as Jon Snow in Game of Thrones. Muck is erratic, unpredictable, and most certainly a lousy CEO, but that's not the only issue. He's manipulated the statistics in Lumi's earnings reports so badly that a big investor withdraws the day before the IPO. Robert struggles to keep up with Muck's shenanigans. Now that the investor has withdrawn, rumors are spreading that Lumi has been overvalued, which is catastrophic for the IPO and Pierpoint. Outside of work, however, Robert appears to be doing rather well. What about the house Yasmin lives in,